what is your take on Dak being signed to this very lucrative contract, Chris Sims?
Right. I think the first thing, wow about the money, right? Just, that popped off to me right away. 4 years, get the $160 million. But I think, my base thought more than anything is, the Cowboys had no choice here. You don't let what I look at as a top 10 quarterback, definitive top 10 quarterback in the NFL, fringe top 5-ish type quarterback, walk out the door, not only because of the talent and the things he has, but also the intangibles he brings. So he brings tangibles on the field that he probably doesn't get enough credit for because it's not quite as sexy as Mahomes or Rodgers or Russell Wilson, and it doesn't have that flair, but the results are really damn good. And the leadership, what he brings to the locker room, being the face of the franchise, he has all of that goes with it. Let alone, Rich, I'll say this too. The Cowboys it didn't look good last year. And I think their defense, of course, is going to be, a major work in progress this offseason. The running game is not what it was 2-3 years ago. Zeke's not the same back. That offensive line's not as dominant. The team right now, their bright spot is their receivers, their passing game. And we saw without an elite quarterback in there last year, they weren't nearly as fun to watch, explosive on offense or anything like that. So, with Dak Prescott, definite top 10 quarterback, glad to see him get paid like that. And I think that Jerry Jones just realized, I can't let this guy go right now. No chance, and not the way the team is set up currently here going into the 2021 season.
I agree with you, Chris. I'm not going to get caught up in that whole business of is Dak worth it. He is worth it because he did what he has done, and
right.
and it is his time. He has the leverage. He has the ability. And that's what the market bears. Certainly, if the Cowboys had played it the way that they played it over the last couple of years. So I'm not going to get caught up in all of that. But now it is time. It is now time to win, though. In this 4 years, he's got to do that. He's got to win it all. If they come away with no Lombardi trophies through these 4 years, then it is not a success. And there's different shades of success, but not the ultimate success. So how do they do that? Do they have the right coach, do you think, moving forward? How does McCarthy now, because we did see the first 4 weeks of him with McCarthy,
right.
But that's kind of an outlier because they were down 50-0 at halftime of pretty much every single one of those games. So what do you think,
Chris?
Yeah,
no doubt. And then, he had some, game management issues early on. Listen, Mike McCarthy, I think, is a real good head coach. I always questioned his offensive game planning a little bit with Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers. But the good thing that he's done here since he's been in Dallas, it's a collaborative effort with him and Kellen Moore. So I like that aspect. But they're going to, you're right with everything you said. Hey, the pressure's on Dak Prescott now. There's no doubt about that. When you sign this type of deal, and if you start off 1-4 or don't get to the playoffs, 3 out of 4 years here, it's all you're going to hear if you're him. It's, you took all the money. There's not enough money to make a complete team around you and all those issues. So that pressure is there. It's going to be on him, especially because of the things we talked about, too. The strength of their team are those wide receivers and him throwing the football. So they're going to have to carry it. You could put those weapons up there as far as that wide receiver up with just about anybody in football. It's that talented across the board. Now, I like that they got Dan Quinn in there. That was the biggest issue last year. They got a coach in there that really coached 3-4 style of football, and they had 4-3 style defensive football players. So the players in the scheme did not mesh. So they have a lot of work to do. There's no doubt. The good thing is they don't have a huge salary cap number this year for Dak. We don't know exactly where the salary cap's going to be.
Right.
But when I look at the Cowboys more than anything, Rich, it is about the defense. There's really the front. DeMarcus Lawrence has been a little underwhelming for what he's paid. There's no doubt about that. They got to get some disruptors and difference makers on their front four. They're going to play that Seattle scheme defense. They don't have a Cam Chancellor or Earl Thomas type of guy in the back end there. So they got a lot of issues on the defensive side of the ball. Hopefully now with Dak signed up, they don't have to worry about the offense and they can fix that.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.